American country music singer and songwriter whose single 6 months later is out now. Please welcome to the show, Megan Moroney, everybody. There you go, right there. Welcome, Megan.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And you're a very busy person. You're on the road a lot. You just finished being out west.
That is true. I flew straight here from Vegas.
Oh my God, Vegas? That's a gnarly flight.
Yeah, it was.
I think going to Vegas is a party. Flying out of Vegas, like, people are not in a good mood.
Yeah, I didn't lose too much though.
That's
so that's
good.
good.
Do you gamble after a show in Vegas? Will you actually sit at the tables?
I gambled before.
Okay.
And I actually brought you something.
Oh, what'd you bring?
A souvenir.
Oh, wow. Wait, you're on the poker chips?
Yep. Buy
Wow.
yourself something nice later.
That's true. You just told me to buy myself $30 worth of something in Vegas. But now, this is interesting. Were you actually gambling with chips that had your likeness on them?
Yes, and it wasn't good luck.
Yeah. I feel
though
like
you
there's
were
something even sadder. Like, it's sad when they take your money, but when you're actually on the money.
It's like they're laughing in your
Yeah,
face.
that's why George
like, we'll
Washington-
take those. Thanks.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, congratulations on your success. And they just put it away. But then after a show in Vegas, I mean, I'm assuming you wrap up pretty late, but then do you take advantage of the nightlife that is provided to you in Las Vegas?
So this week I had 5 shows,
That's too
so
many
there was
shows.
no party.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, last night I was so looking forward to taking a shower. And I got on my bus, and the bus water was about 30 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it usually gets hot, and it didn't last night. So that was my treat. That was my farewell from Vegas. Like,
By the way, like, it's already bad when you call it bus water.
guess they fill it up
Yeah.
at like the Love's truck stop.
Oh my God, I mean, like, I love it. It's like, what's a country music star's life like after a show in Vegas? It's like, well, it depends on the bus water. If the bus water is cold, it's not as glamorous as you might think.
I know, and it was so cold, and it put me in like a pretty foul mood after I just had a wonderful show.
Yeah.
That I had like the little handheld thing. I'm bent over in the shower, just like I'm not doing this today. It was
But thank you very much for toughing it out and making
happy
it here.
to be here.
So you went to University of Georgia, correct? You grew up in the Atlanta area. All right.
Okay. There they are, family.
But you did not. You did not think you would be a musician when you first enrolled. What was your goal, or what did you think was going to be the outcome?
I thought I was going to be an accountant.
Okay, great.
That's what I.
And why?
intended accounting.
Why did accounting? Why did you think that was the likely path for you?
My mom was an accountant.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at the options, I was like, well, that's a pretty good salary. So I guess I'm pretty good at studying. So we'll
Do you think you would have made a good accountant?
If I would have really stuck with that, yes. But now when I have like meetings with my business manager, I'm just like totally checked out. I'm just like, just to make sure I'm not going completely broke. Make sure that my electricity comes on next month.
He's like, Megan, you're losing money with your face on it. Do you know how bad with money you have to be to lose it with your face on it?
Oh.
But so what happened that you? At what point during college did you realize, oh, I want to be a musician?
It was my freshman year. I had an opportunity to open for Chase Rice.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I played a show at the Georgia Theater, which is a big deal in Athens.
So wait, how did they even? Yeah, give it up. But how did they even know like you were capable of opening for Chase Rice? Like, were you doing just like small little shows around campus?
Yeah, my dad and I used to post like covers of me,
gotcha.
you know, and him singing country music. And I was in a sorority,
All right.
Delta, for
Okay.
what you know. And we used all of our budget on John Langston for a philanthropy event,
Okay.
but they knew that I could at least like play a couple chords and sing. So they were like,
Wow.
Megan will do it for free. And in fact, she pays to be in the sorority. So she actually has to do what we tell her to. But it ended up working out great because Chase was there.
That's
and he was
fantastic.
like, what I imagine Chase was thinking though was like, if you can bring all of these really pretty girls to my show next month, you can open for me.
Wow. Now, so that means your dad obviously is musical as well. So when you sort of went away from accounting, was he? What was your mom disappointed? Was he thrilled?
I think they just really wanted me to have a plan B. So that
Right.
I told them after that first show at the Georgia Theater Chase Rice said I can drop out of school. He said I don't need it. I'm going to Nashville. And my parents looked at me like I had like 4 heads. So our like negotiation was that I would stay in college, but I'm switching my major to marketing, digital marketing, and I'll join the music business program. So that's what
fantastic.
I graduated with. And I ended up moving to Nashville, 4 years later. But
That's fantastic. So it's very nice that you kept a promise to your parents.
Yeah.
And was it important to your family that you go to University of Georgia?
It was. I think that, my brother went there.
Uh-huh.
My mom's a diehard Georgia fan.
Uh-huh.
Fun fact, her dad was buried in a University of Georgia casket.
Oh, wow.
I didn't bring photos, but you can imagine.
Now, how was that something that you knew was going to happen, or was he like, when I die, FYI? Or was it like in the will, and they're like, okay, well, we got to go get one of these?
I'm not exactly sure how it went down, but I do find it interesting that that's an offering.
Yeah. I bet he wasn't the first guy to get one, so they must know.
Yeah, it must...
You actually you have a song, Tennessee Orange, which is about there we go. Which is about the very, I guess, for people in sort of deep in the SEC, like the issue of like what would happen if you met someone who rooted for the Tennessee Volunteers as opposed to the Bulldogs. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been in a situation?
Yeah, so when I moved to Nashville, one day I found myself wearing a Volunteers shirt. And I remember looking in the mirror going, my mom would absolutely kill me right now if she saw me in this gaudy orange. And so then I thought that would make a really good love song. Like, I like this dude enough to like not wear Georgia red.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got death threats over that song.
All right, well, this is less of a love song. 6 months later, your single just came out. This is a very nice sort of a breakup, revenge song. What was the inspiration?
Nice.
Yeah, don't you think?
Sure.
All right. I mean, it's one of my favorite genres.
Yeah, it's kind of a take on the what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
In my case, what doesn't kill you calls you 6 months later.
That's fantastic. And when you have an idea like that, is it based in your real life, or does it just occur to you and you know this happens to everybody?
I think it happened to me, and then I was like, oh, the girls are gonna love this. I've got to like figure out how to make it rhyme. You know what I mean?
I do want to. We were talking about how, again, your schedule right now. Again, 5 shows in a week. That's a lot. These are big shows. I'm sure you're leaving it all on the stage. And the people that you're lucky enough to have on your team often take photos of exactly how hard. This is the life of a glamorous. Where was this one?
So that was in Vegas after night 1, and I was about to start getting ready, and that is me sleeping on the couch in the hotel robe.
Like mid getting ready.
I love a hotel robe, y'all.
What happened here, Megan?
The beautiful streets of New York are in the background. That was this morning. I'm face down in the Sprinter, just trying to get a few minutes of sleep before I have to transform myself into this person.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for making the time and making the transformation, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Fantastic. You guys, this is Megan Moroney. 6 months later is available now wherever you buy your music. For more information on upcoming Am I OK tour dates, please visit meganmoroney.com. Stick around, we'll be right back with Chef Jean-Georges Van Richten.